Jordan doesn't know the love before her face. Long nights bleeding in that neon place. K-Rock van and the chemical glow. All those shadows she'll never know. Jordan doesn't feel those echoes below. Jordan doesn't know. Jordan doesn't know. Who's that brown kid with the boss? Mexican blood, they're confused, disgust. Carried his pride like a loaded gun. Didn't look like him, still his son. Courtney called, I hung up the phone. Too busy burning out alone. Cousin buried three fools on fire. Living like gods with a death desire. Cheetah called me truly.
Just cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
Hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke. That's exactly what I need.
What's up, everybody? Here we are, the after show, but later, episode number 349. It's your boys, Luis Cortez Jr., and we are here for another live episode, and we got a lot for you today. We got to fill you in on my trip to go see Cavino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. Of course, that would happen, Luis, so you want to take it over?
Yeah, bro. We got stories from the weekend, some recaps, some spicy talk in the all things CNR, and Rich Davis with his shenanigans. We got a full plate for you guys. Thanks for joining us, episode 349. Bro, it's gonna be like a 1 year thing here soon, I think. I don't know. I haven't done the math, but I feel like we're getting close, right? To where I've been here almost
We
a
are.
year.
October 21st is going to be the year. Doug, it's crazy that you brought that up because I did the research literally today. I was like, Doug, because we're 349, you started with 310. So, Doug, right now, we're at like the same point. The same amount of episodes I've done with you is like the same amount that I did with Johnny at the very beginning. That's so crazy. Like, that's already come and gone. Like you're already more of a part of the show than he was. Like it's crazy. And he was like the OG, the innovator. So here we are. Episode number 349. A lot to talk about. I was going to ask you how your weekend was, Luis, but whenever Rich brought us up on the show, he was like, "Hey, fool, how was your weekend?" You know, when Rich does our impression, "Hey, fool, hey, stupid, you're on mute. Let's start over then." Doug, so I'm not going to ask you about your weekend. I just want to ask you if there's anything you want to contribute to this about your weekend, let us know. But we'll go ahead and just get into some Cavino and Rich stuff. So what do you got, Doug? What's scratching at your back?
I think just a couple of quick get them done with. Rich, and I think we said this last time, he spilled coffee. Like, how the fuck? We all knew that was going to happen. I think I should have made a bet on Kalshi or whatever it's called because I knew it was going to happen. And it was funny because, like, I swear, like, he has all the tools to prevent this from happening. And still fucking, still happens and shit. And just a carelessness. But I think it was funny. And then he even spilled it again on the floor. Like, good thing they got that cheap ass carpet because you already know that shit's going to be blown out by Rich and his coffee.
Well, Doug, did you hear that he dropped in Fox Sports Radio, he dropped water or something all over like the console or whatever?
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, Doug, it was like, it must have been today's Tuesday. It might have been yesterday or Friday that he actually did that. So, Doug, he finally got it together in their home studio. And now he's going to the multi-million-dollar studio and dropping water all over the place, Doug.
That is fucking terrible. But hey, are we surprised? I mean, are you surprised?
You know what? I'm not, but you know what I am surprised about? I'm surprised that Juice remembered something that I didn't. He just left it in the chat. Did you get to hang with Gio this weekend?
Oh, no, I didn't. I fucked that up. So and I'm like Rich Davis now, right? I overpromised.
That's okay.
And I was gonna link that a little bit over with the conversation that Rich had because it's maybe not the same, but Rich was talking about potentially bailing on his friend or this person he knows 50th party, right? And he committed to it and whatever. And so my only excuse was, and maybe we'll show later, I went to Stone Temple Pilots Saturday and I really couldn't hit both. And I even said last Tuesday, I don't know if I was faded or he changed the date. I didn't talk to him, but I was under the impression it was 2 weeks ago. So I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm in the clear. And then when he said it was next week, I was like, fuck, how can I make this happen and shit? And I ended up fucking doing a Rich Davis and bailing out. So fuck. I forgot. I didn't forget.
Juice
I
said,
made a
"All
choice.
right, I'm
Juice,
out."
I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you, bro. I'm gonna go see him on a different day. I'm gonna take him to dinner. I'm like, hey, we'll bring your mom. Thanks for
Uh,
joining us, though.
you know
I
what,
know.
dog?
Rich Davis over here.
I feel like you might have put too much infinite, dog. Now I'm making up words. Emphasis, dog. I can't. All right, I think you put too much emphasis on meeting his mom, dog. To where now he's like, oh no, did I say it was this week? Oh, it's actually next week, and then next week, oh, actually it was 2 weeks ago. I just don't think he wants to let you near his mom, dog. I think he's heard the stories about Luis Cortez and the things that he does. I don't know. Could be me, or it could be. I mean, it could be him. Not wanting you to meet her.
Yo, low key, I should have gone. I don't have any excuse. I'm sure he'll see this, and I owe him an apology. But even like when we hung out, he was like, "Bro, you need to come." Like my chick's family, her cousins and her tias, like this and like that. I'm like, "Damn, bro, I sound like I would have been set up and shit." But I fucked up. I had made a commitment, bro. But I Rich Davis that shit didn't go, and I overpromised to you guys. So I owe you that.
You know what though? I do want to get into the Rich Davis version of that. So. Rich, I've changed my opinion 8 times since this came out. So originally, Rich told a story about his he had a buddy that had invited them or whatever, him and a couple of other people for a get together for his like 50th or 51st birthday or something, right? And Rich was like, "Yeah, I'll go, whatever." And now that he realized he has other plans. Benny has something and Emmy has something and whatever. And now he's like, "Oh, should I just bail?" He was like, he kind of wanted Cavino and Spot to come and be like, "Nah, dude, just bail, fuck them," And when they were kind of like, "Nah, dude, you made a commitment. Like, you should really stick to it." And I feel like I would have been one on Rich's side if he would have been like, "Well, fuck this dude. I don't really know him. I mean, whatever." If it wasn't like a real good friend, okay, bail, right? 2, I don't think he can though, even if he's not a real good friend, because if I'm not mistaken, they said that the dude invited like 8 people. Dog, if you invited 8 people and one dude doesn't show up, he better have a damn good excuse if he's already committed. So if it was like a big party, right? Say it's like his blowout, right? He's gonna have a DJ there. And he's gonna have freaking, midgets running around and freaking, strippers hanging from the roof or whatever. You're like, okay, dog, if I show up, it's probably not gonna notice, right? But if there's like 8 people that he brought or he invited, dog, if you're gonna have 8 people over, you might I don't know what he's gonna do, if he's gonna reserve a table somewhere, if they're gonna go to the batting cages or something. I feel like when you have 8 people, you plan around 8 people. So that's my only thing where I'm like, dog, I don't think he could really dip from this one. So we know about your scenario, but what do you think about Rich's?
I kind of lean both ways. I think it was Juice who said there's only a few friends I travel out of state for, not the one guy who was barely your homie or even around. To your point, like maybe they said, look, we're gonna get this big ass Airbnb between 8 of us. It's I don't know, 250 a head. Now you got a guy who drops out and that goes up and whatever other plans they might have made. To your point, that I mean, some people that's could be a problem. I know he has friends, all the Buxtons, maybe not, but who knows? But I still think I get his point, but like, Dick, you're gonna have to miss a kid's event eventually.
Yeah.
I'm sure if it was this was spot like Cavino, right? His birthday's coming up. If this was Cavino's birthday and shit, and it was going down, I'm sure he would go, right? He'd made it's a friend, like my coworker, all this shit. Like you're gonna go. So I think it's just the level of friendship or the lack of it with this guy that has him like on the fence. And I think I remember him talking about this guy. I think a while back, not him like in directly, but because he was saying that this guy had a rough year. Like I don't know what that means, but I remember him kind of dropping hints in there. So he might have had some shit going on in his life, whatever that. It's more like of a guilt trip too, you know what I mean? Like you feel bad and you're going there for all the wrong reasons. But even then, like I wouldn't want to go be there by guilt either, you know what I mean? I want to go because I want to go because it's my homie, because we're gonna party. But if I'm like, oh, because I said and like this and that, I'm like, then you're going for all the fucking wrong reasons too, on top of the fact that you didn't want to go anyway. But that's just me. I mean,
Yeah.
if you made it an expense too, I don't know. He didn't say he bought a ticket or that. I don't know where they were going, somewhere.
Yeah.
But even then, right? You made a commitment and you probably bought tickets or whatever. Then that's a little different too. But I don't think he sounded like he was that committed. And to Lisa's question, I thought he did reserve. That's what I remember him saying.
Yeah,
right?
they had a group text of like 8 people, and the reason I know that is because they're like, what if you don't go, but And then Nico is like, no, I don't want to go. And he was like, well, Nico texted back right away and said he would go. So then,
Yeah.
so it was like a little group text with like 8 people. So if these people are like, yeah, I'll go. And this dude has to obviously think of Rich as a closer friend than Rich thinks of him, because it was somebody that they worked with at Z100, and Spot wasn't invited, and he was there for almost the same amount of time Rich was, you know? So this dude has to think they're a little closer. And Doug, that's a weird dynamic, I think, when it comes to like a lot of friendships, is that you think you're maybe closer with somebody than they feel about you. You know, maybe at the time in the office, him and Rich talked a lot because Rich never shuts up. But now it's like maybe Rich has moved on, made more friends, worked at ESPN, worked at, Fox Sports, and maybe this dude is still kind of like, no, but that's my buddy type of thing, I don't know.
Yo, we have the very famous, very handsome Jaime Tavares in the chat here, and he says, fuck that puto, they're not even close, right? And I guess he's the insider right here. We got an inside track here. Jaime's telling us no expenses yet. The prices ain't going up for everyone else from him not participating. So like, hey, fuck it, no skin in the game makes it a little easier too, right? Because if he already bought tickets and they're like, oh fuck, I already spent the loot. I mean, sometimes it's worth the gamble and just say fuck it, take the L. But if he was half-ass already and then they didn't make any expenditures already, then it makes it easier. On,
But,
like, why
but
not
you know
to
what
go?
though?
Did we get an answer though?
You know what?
From him?
I think he said fine, he's not going or whatever. But
Yeah, I
look,
think so.
Jaime does say, and you know what? Shout out to the Tavares family, because they got a new swimmer in the family. I don't know if you guys caught that, but Julian is now swimming. So shout out to Julian. I saw the video, dog. He looked like a little Mexican Michael Phelps. But dog, freaking he's saying that knowing Rich, even if he doesn't go or whatever, he'll probably still pay his part. I think that would actually make up for a lot of it. It would suck that he does. I know the dude physically wants his friend there, but I think if Rich pays his part and they are going to Chicago or they are going to do something, I feel like that could make up for part of it. So, I mean, I don't know. A man of integrity keeps his commitments. So, is what Lisa says. So, yeah, I wonder if Rich would invite this guy to his wedding. No, I guarantee you Rich wouldn't invite him to his wedding, because Rich doesn't even really think they're friends. He was like, I mean, I know this dude. We worked together at Z100, but not like that. So this dude, I feel like, would invite Rich to his wedding, not even invite him. He would probably make him one of his groomsmen. And Rich is like, I wouldn't go to that dude's wedding even if I had nothing to do, And Juice says that little Jaime Tavares' son is Miguel Phelps. So that there we go. And Doug, I just want to give a little recap of my my trip to go see Covino Rich at Fox Sports Radio. That's the clip I wanted to pull that I didn't. Damn it. Yesterday, Cavino goes, hey, he was like, Daniel Javier Fitz came to visit us. He was like, and he said our studio smelled like shit. Doug.
Oh, yeah.
Because, Doug, okay. So,
This
first
like
of all,
patas or like queso on there? What the fuck?
like,
Or pelo?
just like, Doug, not even like patas / like dude. Like, it just smelled like, and Dog, I told him, I go, you need to get Monty to bring some like Bath and Body Works or something. Cause Dog, it's cool. Like, you walk in, you're like, oh shit, there they are. What's up, bro hugs, whatever, thanking them for having you, whatever. And then you're like, you sit there and you're just like, damn, dog, it kind of smells in here, So
It must have been that strong. Where like that
Dog.
shit was like one of the first things that like a scent is powerful. Good or
Mexican
bad, right? You walk
queso.
in, you're like, yeah, like patas. fool.
what is it? What is that? What is the white queso that is like powdery?
Cojita.
Cojita, Doc. That's what it smelled like. Doc, I grabbed a tortilla, dog. De harina. No, de maíz.
Mantequilla.
The maíz, dog. And I was like, dog, are we gonna start grubbing or what? And dog, because okay, first of all, got to thank everybody. Danny G, Spot, freaking Covino Rich, the Iowa Sam, everybody, dog. So freaking cool. I was so thankful. Danny G didn't know I was coming, dog. And I texted him and I'm like, can you get the door? I'm right here in the courtyard. And he was like, hey man, I didn't know you're showing up. Good to see you, my brother. And then I was like, so I got to see him. And then I figured Cavino would have mentioned to Rich, like, oh, they might come by or whatever. And Danny G opens the door, and he was like, Danny G opens the door, and he's like, "Hey, Rich, look who came to see you." And then Rich was like leaning over on his phone, and he turned around, and he was like, "Oh, what's up?" And then so he said what's up to us or whatever. And then he looked at Cavino, and he goes, "Why didn't you tell me he was coming, or they were coming, me and my sister?" And Cavino goes, "Oh, honestly, I forgot." And so everybody was so cool, man. Iowa Sam came out of his little studio, to say what's up, and talked about us hanging at the CRC, and just everybody, dog, so freaking cool. And I know, like, on here we bag on Richie a lot, like we have the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of this show, but dog, those dudes, like, you would think as many things as that they've done and people they've met, and and how much money they have, right? I don't know if they're Jaime Tavares rich, but they're up there, and dog, and they're just so humble. And and a cool thing was, I was actually in town. Me and my sister were in town because we were going to go to the Pod Meets World, the Boy Meets World podcast. It was going to be the last recap of the last episode of the series. And so Rich was like, he's like, Danielle's going to be, he's like, because Topanga is going to be there, and Eric and Sean. And I told Rich, like, yeah, when we met them last time, Jensen was there, and he was like, tell them that Coach Rich. And I was like, all right, I thought about name dropping, but I didn't think it was appropriate. But Rich was like, yeah, he's like, tell them Coach Rich. And then Cavino goes, and if they say who, just say never mind. And I was like, Cavino. So that was cool. So we got to see them, and say hi, take pictures, do all that, and tell them that we knew Coach Rich, and Danielle was very, very spoke very highly of Rich, and so did Jensen. Jensen was like, man, he's like, yeah, he's a good dude. He's like, I love him, this and this and this. And Jensen's real, like, soft spoken, her husband. So great trip overall, dog. So everybody, we got to stop by Spot's house, and got to see the Mini. Right, dog. I was gonna go look for the Porsche, but I didn't want to step on too many toes. So got to take Spot a little cake and a balloon for his birthday. So
that's awesome.
It was cool, dog. It was just overall, dog, the trip couldn't have been doper. Just such a good time. So it was just fun, dog. Just overall fun, and wish we could have stayed longer, but dog, you got to get back home, and you don't want to burden people either. Just because you show up, you don't want to make them have to change their plans, So it was cool, dog.
Black ice them?
Nah. My sister was like, we could black ice them and be like, because we hadn't got our hotel yet, and she's like, should we be like, well, I guess we're gonna go sleep in the car. I was like, yeah, man. I was like,
hopefully we don't get robbed.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get robbed. But but it was cool. We actually stayed in Burbank. It was like maybe like 15 minutes from Spot's house, and it was cool. Just overall, awesome, dog. So much fun. And I'll let you go ahead and tell the next story because I have to drink some water. I'm about to cough.
You're good. One thing I see I think the guys talked about it, and then I seen like a poll or something on the Carl's page where the Dugout dads, people were asking who would play Rich Davis.
I asked, actually. Because they were talking about, Topanga, Danielle Fishel, is going to be in a new show with basically the cast of The Sandlot. So they're going to do a show called Dugout Dads, and it's basically about, like, I'm guessing dads that are like of little league kids or something. And they were joking. They were like, they should have had Coach Rich there. If Rich is Mr. Coach Rich in person or whatever in real life, they should have had you. And then he was joking like, yeah, I should be offended or whatever. So then they were joking about who would play like a goofy Coach Rich to play, like, playing the role of Rich Davis, freaking who's the dude, Doug, with the big face and the hair and shit? Bobby Rotten or something Rotten.
Oh yeah,
Johnny Rotten, Bobby Rotten.
Yeah. It's like
Let us know in the chat, Doc, because I don't something Rotten.
He looks like the jerky fool with the big chin. And
yeah. So then I put a little thread on the Carl page, and I was like, if somebody was gonna play a goofy Rich Davis, who would it be, Doug?
Bobby Rotten. Sorry.
Some of the people, Doug, were like, Ryan Reynolds. I'm like, you think Ryan Reynolds is a goofy Rich? I was like, how handsome do you think Rich is? That you think that Ryan Reynolds would be goofy Rich? You know, I was thinking like Robbie Rotten. You know, I was thinking things like that, and then people were like Zac Efron, and I'm like, people must think Rich is like the dude, because I'm like, I feel like Ryan Reynolds and Zac Efron are like not even more handsome, but I feel like they're like these crazy names, right? So you're gonna, I don't know, to me it would be like a dorkier person playing Rich Davis. Anyway,
So I didn't comment because I forgot,
Lisa
but
said I said Rich Davis, no good. But the question was a goofy Rich Davis. So I don't know. I don't know. And the reason why I didn't take that literally, Lisa, is because I know how nice you are. And if I go, wait, are you saying he's goofy enough to play Rich Davis? But I didn't think you would because you're so sweet. So anyway.
Do you know Dave Sheridan?
Dave Sheridan?
Yeah.
No.
He's Officer Doofy in Scary Movie.
Oh crap. Okay. My bad, Doc. I unplugged the wrong shit. Are you there?
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dave Sheridan plays Officer Doofy in Scary Movie. You know how he's like a fucking lame, funny guy and shit in those movies? That's what I was thinking.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if somebody actually put that as the freaking as the like a GIF or something. Yeah. While I try to recover right here. What else you got?
Just a couple of quick ones. I don't know. I met Iowa Sam at the meetup, but it was kind of like quick and shit. But I know the guys were talking about him, how he was all fucking drinking Rich's drinks over the weekend at the meetup, and shit.
Yeah,
and he was all like, I guess he was like not acting now, but having a good time, being a fool and shit. And he kept telling Rich and Cavino about how like, oh, I can hang, you haven't seen me, but it sounds like he almost busted a black ice getting all fucking faded on those drinks where he was gonna have to leave late.
Iowa Sam.
Yeah, when he was at the Rich's house over the weekend for Spot's little shindig.
It was funny because they were saying that they're like, he is such like a funny dude, and the thing that makes it even more funny is that he doesn't try. So he's just naturally kind of goofy, you know? And so I was like, dog, I like Iowa Sam, dog, but I really do think he's pulling one of those like, my girlfriend lives in another state or whatever, dog. I don't think he has a lady, dog. And I love Sam, dog, but how long has it been? Like 2, 3, 4, 5 years that they've worked already and they've never even seen this chick, dog. I'm like, it's okay, dog, to be single. I mean, whatever. You know, maybe if he broke it off with this girl that's in Nebraska, then they could start, you know, doing what they did to Spot in like the early 2000s and have him, hi, I'm Frank Marino or whatever, dog, you know, pull that thing again.
That reminds me like a Timu fucking Napoleon Dynamite, to be honest. I think
he's cooler. Way, you know? Yeah, I think he's cooler, but I could see what you're saying. Yeah, I thought he'd look like a blonde Weird Al before he cut his hair, because that shit was long, dog. Like, do you remember like in the 80s before Weird Al got like his hair super long? It was kind of like shoulder length and like a little fluffy. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's how Iowa Sam's was before he cut it. But yeah, man, it was just super cool. And Rich, I know he said that, well, actually both of them said that Sam kind of stole the party and not even trying to. So that's always fun energy that you want around you, you know?
Hell yeah, those are the people you want at your get-togethers.
One of the things, dog, that kind of surprised me was on Thursday they actually talked about the little radio bit that got Cavino basically his job at SiriusXM. Do you want to share with the people which one that was?
Go ahead, because I don't know. I know exactly what you're talking about. But
so
was it
there's a
nuts or what?
Yeah. So there's a call that they've been playing, you know, as like a little. They'll throw it in, you know, every now and again, and it's where Cavino was working for a radio station, maybe K-Rock, and he was like, he's like telling this dude, like a dude calls in, and Cavino's like, "What do you like, tapes or CDs?" And he's like, "CDs." He's like, "CDs nuts." And then the guy's like, "Yeah, so you got any I don't know, corn CDs, whatever. And then Cavino's like, CDs nuts. Dog, he goes over and over and over, CDs nuts. And the guy's like, huh, yeah, funny, good one. And then Cavino's like, CDs nuts. Dog, Cavino said that was basically the little clip that, I don't know if it was like on his demo reel or what it was, but that they had like sent off that actually got him hired Sirius XM like 25 years ago or whatever. I was like, dog, that little radio bit. Well, it's funny because we still find it entertaining, but I think part of it was because the dude was irritated on the phone and Cavino didn't drop it. But that made him the perfect dude for Maxim Radio, right? Guy radio, where sense of humor, right? Easygoing, and just to be the face of Maxim Radio, where it's good-looking chicks, and now they have Covino and Rich, good-looking dudes. Dog, send them all the parties. Like it just worked out perfectly. So Covino owes basically his entire career to D's nuts jokes. So cool, man.
You know what I thought was crazy on that was how I think at the time it was serious that he Cavino mentioned that his boss or whoever was in charge of the channel then basically told him to kind of chill out on the funny and the humor. He's like, we already have Howard Stern. Like, just
Oh,
do
I
your
didn't
job.
hear that.
Basically,
They
just
told him
do.
that?
Yeah, yeah. He said they told him to kind of turn it down. Like just do your fucking do your job. Like read the script. Don't get out of that because he
I
was
missed that, really.
yeah he was yeah. And I was like that kind of sucks. Like he's a fucking funny guy and I can see it. And I think backtracking on that, who was he saying that he went on Twitch on somebody's Twitch? His own
Liquid Todd.
yeah, he was saying, yeah, so I came up. Me and Liquid, a lot of those reels and old bites or whatever they call them, radio edits was, Liquid Todd and Steve, and a lot of them were fucking funny, and a lot of them were talking shit. And I mean, that's just how radio was back in the day. So when he joined Sirius, he was saying that eventually someone basically up the food chain said, hey, read the script, stay in your lane. We
That's
already have
crazy.
fucking Howard to do all that.
That's
shenanigans.
great, dog. And these fools are freaking like 25, 30 years later still doing it, right? I don't want to say that though, because Cavino is saying that whenever they say like, oh, they've been together 20 years or whatever, it makes them sound old. So scratch that last part that I said. Let me see. CD's nuts. Oh, dog, this is a good one. I feel like everybody, even in the chat, can relate to this because even Cavino, that grew up very privileged, still had one of these. So, how could you spot the rich kid in your neighborhood? So I'll go ahead and start with you. How did you know somebody in your elementary was rich or high school or whatever? Who was the rich kid in your school?
I think, and that's especially like where I grew up, it was like what part of town you lived in or what city you lived in.
Yeah.
Because that was like a big indicator, like, oh, you live in Downey? Or like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing at Bell Gardens High School and shit? Like, and then like, or that was a big thing for me. Um, Definitely a pool. I know they mentioned that. Like, I remember when I went to the homie's house, like, I got a pool. He didn't even give a fuck that he had a pool. And like, we were like in eighth grade, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's just a pool. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, how are we barely finding out about this shit?
Dog,
And then definitely
No, real
being a
quick.
bit.
That
Go ahead,
pool
go
one.
ahead.
I was on the West Coast, right? Well, close to the West Coast, right? I was in Arizona. Dog, they had said on the East Coast, they're like, if you had like everybody there, I guess, had above ground pools. They're like, if you had like an in ground pool, you were rich. Dog, even in Arizona, the hottest place on earth, literally, Yuma is the sunniest place on earth according to Guinness World Records. Like more sunny days than anywhere in the world. If you had an in-ground pool in Yuma, you were the rich kid, dog. So I think it was no matter where you were, dog. If you had, cause most of the time parents could barely afford to put fucking food on your table. So if they had money to pour water, dog, for you to play in, gallons and gallons, hundreds of gallons of water, dog, for you to play in, like, dog, that's rich people shit. My bad, I interrupted
It
your
really
thought
was.
though.
No, you're good. It really was because and the fact that this one was like so like nonchalant or mute, it was like dude, that's how fucking spoiled and how much money you got that we're over here drooling in awe of your fucking pool and he just doesn't give a fuck. And being that I'm a gamer, I think anyone who had like a nice video game console, because like I have one few and far between. So if it was like, oh, my mom was in line to buy me the new Xbox or fucking PS, I'm like, you fucking motherfucker. And then someone had both of them. I'm like, you're a bitch.
I love how passionate you are.
I was jealous. Who am I? Like to your point, motherfucker, I get socks for Christmas from Santa Claus, bitch. Like
For
you're
real.
getting fucking 10
Doug,
different things
you
and
get
shit.
Doug each sock. You don't even get it as a pair. You get it as two different gifts, Doug. But for real, Doug. Like for me, that was I remember my friend Jose, Doug. I had so many friends named Jose growing up. This was Carlos. We call him Carlos, whenever you want to differentiate him from the other Jose's, right? But dog, I remember growing up, he was always like the rich Mexican kid, right? And he had, dog, you're about my age. So like, you might remember this. I don't even know what it was. I don't know if it was like Sega that released, it was almost like a Game Boy, but it was like, had like a screen like maybe this big in the middle, and it was like a handheld. So it was like a handheld like Nintendo that he would bring, dog, and be in the cafeteria and shit, all like playing Sonic and shit. Dog, he might as well fucking have had like gold teeth and shit, dog, because when he had that shit, dog, and at the time in the like early 90s, the battery life was probably like 25 minutes, but we were still like, dog, this technology is out of control. How does this family afford that shit, And so for me, dog, when I think of money, the biggest thing I think of is like that little handheld game that he had. Another thing, dog, like if people had like a lot of people thought we were rich and shit because we had two parents, right? If you had two parents in the house, dog, you were fucking balling, according to people, dog. Even though like my mom didn't work when I was growing up, dog, she was like a house mom, but they're like, nah, dog, your parents are still married. You guys must be balling, right? And I guess if you came from like a good family, you were fucking balling. But for me, Doug, it wasn't even like how to spot like the rich kid. It was more of the poorer kids. Like you were like, oh shit, that dude lives in the north end of Yuma. Like, oh shit, all right, dog. Like he lives in like the Hollywood area, or he lives in the West Side area. Like, oh shit. So that's where you kind of knew somebody was like extra hood. So it was kind of like we were all roughly the same hood. But then, like, there were some kids who were like, oh, shit. And then you knew, like, they belonged to a certain family. Like, oh, they're the Paras or Solises or whatever. You're like, okay, dog, then, they go hard, But, yeah, just wanted to, and let us know, too, in the chat, what was a rich dude to you when you guys were in school? Or a rich girl,
That's
Lisa.
a Sega Game Gear, I believe is what you're talking about.
What, a Sega Game Gear?
Sega Game Gear, yeah.
Oh, I think I said Sega too, dog. That's how long, dog.
Yeah.
That's how much it made an impact to me. I knew it was Sega, dog. I was like, fucking Jose, dog. Shout out to Jose Sanchez, dog. Oh, that was the homie. Oh man. All right. Let's see. Richard's.
You want to get into some of the pictures and videos you got?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead and share some of those bad boys. I don't know if you want to talk about the very first one that you wanted to share. It was the most recent one that you put into the album. But let's go. It's more of a soundbite. Let's go ahead and play that for them.
No,
Why are we not gangbanging?
So
why are we not gangbanging? What was that today's show?
No, that was yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the reason I ask is because on today's show they were talking about Spot and the life that he lives. So I didn't know if Rich was just talking about that. But
no, so this was go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that was why I connected the two.
Thank you, Jaime, for joining us. Have a good night.
Later, Jaime.
It was they were asking about what he did for his birthday, whatever, and he said that he went to dinner with his wife and his girlfriend. And then Richard started going in on him, like, hey, did you guys like do any fun stuff, whatever? And he's like, nah, not really. And then he was like, why the fuck not? Like, bro, like, it's like your chick and your wife, like, what? And then Richard was going into detail, like, yeah, he was like, I would have been both butt naked, bend them over, like, bam, bam, bam. Like, he was like, Richard's fucking gears are already like imagining. And then, what's funny? As he's saying this shit, I'm like, that sounds kind of fucking badass. Like, I would want that for my birthday. So I was like, why aren't we gangbanging? And then he went into the whole story of why he didn't, whatever. And I kind of got Cavino's point on that, which I thought was funny because it's like, once you cross that barrier, like, there's no going back, right? Like, obviously they're together but separate at the same time. But I think it might have been weird. But hey, man, what the fuck? It's your birthday. You don't get what you don't ask for. He could have said something. It might have happened, but whatever. He is the new fuck master.
Yeah, right. And it's just, I don't know if it's because it would have been odd or if it's just kind of like I don't know, dog. Just to me, having your wife and your girlfriend there sounds like out of this world. So I don't know, dog. Is that just normal? We're like, nah, we don't have to hook up. We're just kicking it. And I'm like, I don't know, dog. I kind of feel like I would be kind of like Rich Davis, like, all right, dog. So who's gonna make the first move? But it's going down. You know, like I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe Kristen has been like, I'm not into that, and he's respecting that. I don't know, dog. I don't know, but I could see where Rich was coming from. I'll be real. The other things you had put in the album, dog, these were from STP and another concert. Did we play those last time or no?
No, I just went. That's where I went this last Saturday and didn't get to see.
Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll play these bad boys right here.
Said, are you ready? Said, are you fucking ready?
We got STP on that one, and is the other one as well?
Yeah.
There we go. Dog, I love live shows. I freaking love it. I love live music. Let's see. Oh, then dog, you added the "Eat My Ass" one that Rich did.
Yeah, I had that from last week and I forgot to share it. I thought it was funny because like going back to the new studio and all that. I don't know if Lisa's still in here, but it was funny because she's pretty nice, right? We all know her. Someone posted some stuff about the new digs and the new studio.
Yeah.
How all they did was change the lights,
The lighting, yeah.
talking shit, yeah, but being funny. And then Lisa said something about like, I'll hold back my criticism or something. And then Spot went in like, oh, really? Tell me. And it was funny. She's like, I'll reserve my comment. But fucking Rich, I swear I'm pretty sure I'm aware that he's like fucking fidgety like he always has to be doing some. Earlier I think Lisa said ADHD kind of shit, and to see him like in full view of like his how he fucking sits and his fucking feet and like he's just always doing. I thought it was hilarious. And one of the episodes, he's not even wearing any fucking shoes. He just has socks on. Like,
I didn't.
And shit. And then like at least his dick toes weren't out, but he was just wearing socks. And then that one time that he was talking shit, he put that note up, which I think was funny. So I just went ahead and screenshotted that.
You know, it's funny because that's one thing that you notice, and I noticed this another time that I was in studio with them, is that they have little controls right next to them that says like mute, one or on. I think is like the little button they have that's like blue, so when it lights up, you know that your mic is hot, and then so it's like on and off, and then I think they have like a control for the headphones or whatever. But dog, and I know this is like a professional thing where you turn it off if you're not speaking, you mute it, right? Then you're gonna talk, you hit it. So, but constantly watching Rich do that, like he's like mute, go, mute, go, mute, and then he's like it's like off, on, because like he wants to say something, and then he's like, no, I'm not going to. So then he turns it off, and then dog Cavino, he like gets in there. For the most part, he had turned it on and just left it at that, and then I think like when they go to commercial or whatever, he mutes it. But Rich, it's like constant. It's on, off, on, off, on, off. And I feel like that is like a professional technique, right? Because you don't want your mic to be hot if you're not the one talking, right? Or if Cavino's talking, also you don't want his to bleed into your mic because then it kind of messes with. I understand, but just see it in person. Mute, on, off, on, off, on, off. It looks like more of a nervous tick than him trying to be professional. So that was another one.
Bro, I seen him. He looks like he's trying to find the G spot or like fucking DJing. He's just like on and off, on and off. But it's so funny. Like I'm fucking animated too. When I talk, you see me. I use my fucking hands a lot. So everyone has a thing. I just think it's funny and pretty obvious. Now that he's like fucking the camera, you can see his whole fucking body, including the bulge cam.
And then like Juice said that he said, Covino even said when Rich went to the restroom that his side of the carpet is all bunched up from him like moving his feet back and forth. And I was like, yeah, dog, like it's funny because that just shows you how fidgety he is, dog, that he's even pulling the carpet up. It's crazy. What do we have right now? 41. Okay, cool. There was Cavino did mention the oh, you know what? There's a couple more videos we're gonna play right now. But real quick, Cavino mentioned a documentary on Charles Manson that's on Hulu. And it's basically about like somebody who did like, it's called like my grandfather, Charles Manson. Some dude, I guess, did like a 23andMe or some girl, and it ended up being Charles Manson was her grandfather. Doc, Cavino was 100% right. He said the story's cool. The doc was aight. Dog, I wouldn't even give the doc an aight. I'll give you the doc was dog shit. I'll give you, dog, the doc was so fucking bad that I couldn't even get through the entire thing. So the story was crazy. Like, can you imagine, dog? You did it. Say Luis Cortez Jr. does a 23andMe, and it comes back, dog, that like your fucking grandpa is fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Wouldn't you be like, whoa? You know, like my grandpa was eating motherfuckers. Like what? Right? That'd be crazy. That is a crazy story. But the documentary, I feel like if they did this, like if Netflix did it, like the same exact story on like Untold or something, dog, I just feel like it would have been that much more intriguing. But this Hulu doc, dog, was fucking weak. I give it fucking 3 pedos, dog. Yeah, 3 out of 5 pedos for that doc. It was whack. And then there's just one more thing that I wanted to share as far as the videos. So it was funny because today they were talking about, you know, Spot and the crazy life that he lives, and so Rich was like asking Cavino, would you do this or that? And Cavino was like, no. And then Rich was like, well, what if this or that? And Cavino was like, no. Dog, Rich wanted Cavino to say yeah so bad. Let me go ahead and actually pull up the clip. So here's the actual clip of Rich, and then I'll play the feedback that I left.
Stuff, but you want to like bang some girl and if her husband want to watch?
I'd have to be real horned up. No,
Depends on how hot she is.
No, I wouldn't do that. I feel weird about that.
What if
Why?
she was like a 12?
Not my bag.
What if she was like super hot?
And her husband watches? No.
What if it was like some fucking old rich guy?
Doug.
And she's like, yeah, I'm not even into him. I just like him for his money, but he likes to.
Doug. So he's like, what if she was hot? Cavino was like, no. He's like, what if she was like super hot? And Cavino was like, no. He's like, what if she was like a 12? Watch, he says that right here at the end. Watch.
No.
You want it? And she was a 12.
I've done that.
She was a 12.
Doug, Rich. And so then the feedback that I left was as follows. Check this out.
Daniel Javier Fitz. Rich. Cavino, would you do it? Cavino, no. What if she was hot? Cavino, no. Rich. What if she was super duper hot?
But Rich doesn't answer his own question.
Doug, for real. It was like literally like Rich is like, would you do it? And Cavino's like, no. He's like, but what if this? No. But what if this? No. But what if this? Like, Doug, he said no. Like I told Luis before we started. He's like, Rich, no means no. All right. He said he wouldn't. Just leave it at that, Doug. Like it's like Rich wanted to finally convince him. Like I don't know, Doug. So that was super funny to me. Andrew Sims, thank you for being here. I know it was a different time, a new time, but we just had to get it in where we could fit it in, you know. So we appreciate you being here. Yeah, Lisa, Cavino's literally like no. And Doug, like, just go back to that video. It was like literally, he asked him like 3 times. Watch.
Stuff, but you want to like bang some girl and if her husband want to watch?
I'd have to be real horned up. No,
Depends on how hot she is.
No, I wouldn't do that. I feel weird about that.
What if
Why?
she was like a 12?
Not my bag.
What if she was like super hot?
And her husband watches? No.
What if it was like some fucking old rich guy?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, I'm not even into him. I just like him for his money, but he likes to watch.
No.
You want it?
I
And
mean,
she was a 12.
I've done that.
She was a 12.
He goes,
Right, bang that.
and she wasn't. And Cavino goes, no. And then Rich goes again, and she was a 12. Like, he's so bad, wants him to say yeah, dog. But Cavino's standing his ground. And you know what? I don't know why, man, but I believe him. I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do. I really do. Like, that's just not who Cavino is, you know? And what else, dog? There's a few more.
What the next question Rich was gonna say, right?
What?
What about $4 million?
Oh, of course, dog. Come on, you hit it with that one. 100%, dog. Well, okay, not $1 million, $5 million, dog. He wants him to eventually say yeah, and then Cavino's gonna be like, no, it's okay. I can make my own money. $1 billion. No, $5 billion.
You know what? That just happened too when they were talking about gay shit. When they're like, "Would you grab a guy's wiener or like hold it?" He
Yeah,
was saying, like,
yeah.
no, I wouldn't fucking do it, bro. Like, I don't care. He's like, and Spot was like, you don't even have to touch it. You just have to, like, open your hand. You're just gonna set it there. Like, no, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what he fucking says. Like, bro, you're telling me you wouldn't fucking grab a hog for $1,000,000 and you'd rather work the rest of your life? He's like, I like to fucking work, bro. Like, it's fine. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, it's okay. I could work the rest of my life knowing I didn't have to hold a hog to make this money, right? Can you imagine,
Like,
Doug?
we know
You
he
say
says,
you
I'm not
did.
your monkey.
You held this hog, right? And it went down. You had generational wealth, right? And it goes down from you to your kids, to your grandkids, to your great grandkids. Doug, do you know what the story always is? How did your family come into this money? My great grandpa held a hog, Doug. What? Doug. The other poor kids are like, well, at least my grandpa wasn't holding hogs, you know? Oh man, Doug, there's let me see. Doug, this was one they brought up a few weeks ago. But I don't know if it's on your algorithm, but I don't know who brought it up. But one of the three of them obviously brought it up about those goalie gummies. Like it's like a red bottle, a blue bottle, and like a fucking purple bottle. And they're like, this one helps your sleep and your whatever. This one helps belly fat and fucking like I don't know, fucking melatonin. And this one, and with these three, it replaces. And then they throw like 37 bottles of like they fill like a whole jug, and they're like it replaces all of these. Doug, whoever brought it up. One of the other dudes was like, I've never seen those commercials, dog. I don't know if it's just because I'm fat, but dog, I feel like those are every other ad on TikTok for me. Have you ever seen those ads or no?
Nah, I don't even know what they were talking about or you.
Oh,
it's not on my face. Shit.
See, dog, I need to lose weight. I need to be on that Luis algorithm, dog. Because for me, dog, it's like every other ad. So I'm just like, oh, whatever, dog. So let us know in the chat too if you ever see those or if it's only fat dudes. Do it for sack 10th. I don't get it. Do it for sack 10th.
It has to be for Cavino, like doing something
For
holding
maybe
the hog.
for his generational great grandkids. I don't know. Gummy vitamins are weak. Goalie, yeah, I think it's like GOLI or something. I don't know, but I mean those are the ads that I see, and I'll be honest, I've been tempted because I'm like, wait, I could replace a whole medicine cabinet with 3 gummies. Count me in, dog. And it's like $30 for like 3 bottles, so it's like $30 for the month or something. I don't know what it is, but I've been tempted, and if I said I wasn't, I'd be lying. Let me see, sharing locations. Dog, Dusty Thor. Sometimes, dog, I don't know if you ever, while you're in the in-show chat, and most of the people here are in the in-show chat as well. There's just some of those people, dog, that kind of like bother me on the in-show chat sometimes, or like the like not even in-show chat. I have one more gripe that I wrote down, but like Dusty Thor, when Cavino was talking about Melody and like stressing about her, where she is, and if she leaves in and out, but she don't tell him. And Dusty Thor was like, come on, bro. He was like, what do you say? He goes, you're overthinking it. I'm like, fuck that, dog. I don't know if Dusty Thor don't have any kids, if he doesn't have a daughter or what. But dog, you have a 16-year-old daughter, right? That's like the head of the cheerleaders, right? And Doug, how hard is it for her to be like, hey, Dad, we're leaving Dunkin' Donuts. We're going to, go to In-N-Out. Because, dog, if she, God forbid, ends up on Dateline and she's kidnapped, at least your ass was like, okay, the last I heard from her, she was at Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm like, I know, that's no way to live. You can't think like that. But, dog, if it's a quick little text, it's not like she has to go find a payphone, get a quarter for somebody, call dad. No, dog, she could literally like share her location with him, or she could text him and say, hey, leaving in and out, bye. Right? Like, dog, it's not that hard. And for people like Dusty Thor to be like, oh, bro, you're overthinking it. I'm like, probably, but how many millions of kids go missing every hour, right? That might be exaggerated, but maybe their parents should have overthink it, right? Maybe, and God forbid that ever happens to anybody that I know or any, myself, whatever. But but I don't fault him for that, dog. And what does he have? Another year and a half, maybe, of her being in his house before she goes to college or whatever. And so Rich hits him with the hypothetical of, so what are you gonna do in a year and a half? Dog, a year and a half, he has no control over it. If she's at college in New York or wherever, there's less he can't do much then. Right now he can. So why the hell are you gonna be like, bro, you just gotta live a little? Like, dog, that's your fucking daughter, right? Like, I even feel like if it was your son, you might be like, hey, mijo, just let me know fucking when you're on your way home or something, you know? And you could say, oh, that's a double standard and it's sexist or whatever. But dog, I don't know though, dog. They're not trying to. Weird dudes aren't trying to do shit with little boys as much as they are trying to do it with high school girls, you know? So I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, that was my shit. Lisa said, I just had a former coworker, grown ass adult, go missing. Can you imagine? See? People go missing. And dog, I don't know if I'm traumatized because I watch a lot of that 2020 and Dateline and shit, dog. But I'm just like, I just... Things happen, dog. Things happen. And things happen to everybody on every one of these documentaries says the same shit. Never thought it would happen to us. Never thought it would happen to us. So, dog, you can't prevent everything from happening, but you can try your best, dog. Normalize checking in with your kids, and it won't be weird. And, dog, even like with my daughter, she has a phone. And so she like, she'll even check like with her friends. She'll be like, or she'll be like, I don't know, Nina wanted me to give her my phone number, or we wanted to exchange phone numbers. Like, she okays it with us. Obviously, she's still really young. But like, Doug, like, I'm like Lisa said, normalize that. Especially now, kids are getting phones and stuff younger and younger. If you normalize it, like, hey, you know, text me, blah, 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 blah. Then it won't be weird. She won't be like, oh my goodness, I have to check in. It's not weird for them. They're on their phones all day long anyway. What about the newscaster's mom? Never found her and no updates. Yeah, freaking Savannah Guthrie. So her mom is what, like Nancy Guthrie or whatever? Mm-hmm. Psh, don't know about her, dog. That's crazy. So I don't know if you guys have seen any updates. Have you heard anything, Luis, about that? Any updates or no?
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
nah. I wasn't following. I know Cavino was all up on that shit, and if to Juice's point, it just kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Dog, and what's crazy with see, and this is the weirdest thing, dog, is that like in today's world, dog, where everybody has a Ring camera, everybody has everything, dog. I'm like, there's nothing like to this day, dog. How many months? 6 months out now or whatever? Nothing, dog. Not a freaking street down the block or whatever, dog. Like nothing, no video, nothing. Like that's what surprises me, dog. And that's what's crazy about 5 years from now. There's gonna be a Dateline or something, dog, and we're gonna be like, dog, but it was 2026. How the hell did people still do this? How was there a Charles Manson in 2026, right? It still happens. So that's why, dog, like Lisa said, what's the harm with Melody texting when they leave one spot? Tell Dusty to whoa. Tell Dusty to shut
spicy
the fuck.
Lisa today.
Dang. All right. So Dusty, dog, you just, I don't know, dog. If you don't have kids, then I don't think you have a voice in this conversation. And if you do, that's I wish you at least I don't want to go too hard either. But yeah, man, it's a trip. And you know what, dog? I written down right here, dog. Odd guy. All right, so I guess that's the final thought I'll have, and then I'll let you finish up on your final thoughts. But I find it odd, dog, because like I know a lot of the people here in the chat are on the Carl's page, right? And every morning they start an in-show discussion for every show. Doug, why do we need like 8 pictures every day of some fake ass AI half naked bitches? Doug, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, why? Like, and Doug, and it's literally like a string covering a nipple, but it's AI, so it's just like a string covering where a nipple would be. And Doug, why? Dog, why? It's always like a minimum of like 4 little like squares. Like, oh, these were posted on today's in-show chat. Why not be like, hey, today's in-show chat, text a picture of Pee Wee Herman or something, dog? Like, what are these? Like, what do you get about posting these pictures of these fake ass AI bitches that like, you're like, oh, they're hot. Dog, it's, you put 4 pictures of cartoon bitches on here. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't know, dog.
Hold on, I have to ask this. Would it bother you if it were real chicks? Or is it the fact that it's chicks or the fact that it's AI chicks? I don't mind it. I don't like that they're fake, but I'm like, fuck, give me something to look at in the morning when I'm on the bro squirrel. Cavino, I got my knees deep in my fucking thighs, and I'm like, oh, look at the robot bitches for the day.
Okay, dog. I guess we're different then, because like you're like, oh, there's the robot bitches for the day. So you know what, dog? I guess, you know what? Maybe not odd guy. I take that back then for whoever's posting those every morning.
Nah, that's cool.
But to me, dog, I'm just like, what's the point? Like, does he subscribe to like AIbitches.com or something? Because every day, dog, it's new bitches. Like dog, like if you go to the Covino and Rich listener page, you click on photos, 90% of them, dog, is just like a new AI bitch every day. And not one, it's like 4 to 8 of them.
At least 4.
At least 4, because it's always like
I'm
a little
there.
square.
I can vouch. I'm in there. I'm lurking. You know, it's funny. Lisa says I've opened my Facebook in doctors' offices at important meetings, and for the love of God.
And no, and I think maybe that's why it bothers me. Is because like if I like pull up the page somewhere,
it is
like,
inappropriate.
It's to me, it's just, it looks like you're being a pervert, and I'm like, no, dog. Like, first of all, if I was gonna be a pervert, it would be real bitches, right? You know, it wouldn't be cartoon bitches. Then you look like a weird pervert, right? Like I'm okay with being a pervert, but like, Doug, but then you're like fake AI bitches, and like somebody's next to you, and you just happen to open your phone. You're like, nah. So my friend, he every morning starts the forum. It's a long story, like, but I don't know. It's just funny because the guys say, "I'll take number 3." Like they think the robots are lining up for them. See, I've never seen that, Lisa. That is so funny that people will comment on which one they like. That's so stupid, dog. Like, oh my goodness. But again, Luis is here to defend the guys that don't mind the cartoon bitches. And it's our group, and my kids are like, WTF group are you in, ma? Yeah, they think Lisa's some part of some perverted freaking group, and she's not. It's just a bunch of normal people. You know what, Lisa? Tell your kids to subscribe to the after show, but later. I think that's what it is, and she'll see how normal we really are, and that, you know, you're not part of any perverted group. Today I commented for the first time, says Lisa, but here we are, 59 after. Luis, you want to wrap it up with any final thoughts that you have for the show?
Nah, man, it was a great week. Wish me luck. I'm catching flights, not feelings. Going to Mexico tomorrow with my family to enjoy a little vacation.
Hell yeah.
A little annual family trip. I'll be back Monday and ready to go with some pictures and stories for Tuesday. Sorry for those who came to see Gio's mother, but thanks for having me again, bro. I got to start putting some shit in works, bro. When we hit the 1 year, we got to do one together here. We got to make some plans, do a live one somewhere together. So let's plan on that. But thanks for having me, brother. Excited for another week. And stay hydrated. It's hot as shit out there.
Yeah, you too, Doug. It's hotter where you're at right now than where I am. So you stay hydrated as well. The after show, but later, episode number 349. Hit us up on any social media at AfterShowBL, or hit us up with anything. 928-235-5285. Somebody hit me up today. They had some stuff and we actually hit on it. So if you missed it live, go ahead and catch back up on that. So we're always open to listen to topics, to check out, like we said, timestamps, anything you have. Give us a date and a time, and we'll play your clip right here. After show, but later, it's your boys D. It's Luis Cortez Jr. We will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens, and come and spend a day in the 757.